Miscellaneous minds, never explaining the minds. Devilish grin for my alias, aliens who respond. Peddling sin, thinking maybe when you get old you realize I'm not gonna fold or demise. I don't smoke crack, motherfucker, I sell it.
What is going on, everybody? This is the Miscellaneous Science Podcast. I'm your co-host, Puma Gato, the cat that hands you your indictment back. And to my right over here is the main man who's the narrow, the man that makes the fat stacks. Together we form the dynamic duo that won't die. Deadly Ideas, brothers, and spice your content, your only fans.
What's up, everybody? Before we get into tonight's topic, please like, comment, hate, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. DM us about the bullshit. And with that, let's get right into it. So the thing that we're going to talk about, it is Monday right now. It is Monday. What's the day today? Today is the 20th. So over the weekend, so over the 18th, I believe it was on Saturday, it was discussed. Trump was stating that he believes he is going to be arrested on Tuesday, so tomorrow. Now, the reason we want to talk about that is obviously this kind of gives a lot of implications for the future. We have our own feelings about Trump. I'm not a fan. My man's not a fan. Listen, if I'm being honest, man, this is long overdue. And I know this is going to piss off some of our people because a lot of the people that tune in seem to be men that seem to be a little bit more on the red pill side. But that's fine. That's fine. We're here to tell you the truth. We're here to be honest with you. Listen, let's be honest. He did that shit. Let's keep it 100. Look, I'm not even blaming him for smashing Stormy Daniels. I'm not gonna give him the chance. I probably smashed Stormy Daniels. But that being said, this man could have gone on about it a million ways, but he chose the cheap way, was to pay from campaign funds. That's where he fucked up. If he would have paid this woman directly from his funds, don't get me wrong, it would have been a lot easier to link him to it. Meaning, if someone said, hey, Trump, you sent, Stormy Daniels, I don't know what the fuck you paid her, $200,000. What was that about? Instead of doing it through a back channel, which ended up being Michael Cohen, and then reimbursing Michael Cohen. With that being said, let's keep it 100 here. I would have said, look, I thought about maybe throwing her on The Apprentice. I would have made up some bullshit, something that could have been foreseen as a potential truth instead of this campaign fund shit, because that's really the only reason he's going to jail. Otherwise, it would have been some sort of personal issue. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it could have potentially looked like prostitution because, again, she is a porn star. Not a prostitute, but she's a porn star. And he's paying her money for what is alleged to have been sleeping together and keeping her quiet. So with that being said, look, listen. My thing is, look, you did it the stupid way, my man. Could you have been caught? Yeah, but let's be honest. His supporters don't give a fuck. If they found out that he paid some woman to smash, they wouldn't have cared. So I think this whole putting yourself in legal jeopardy, just simply to not look like you did it, which, again, he did it. Let's be honest. He did it. There's too many people involved here that know about it, that have kind of talked about it, or, stuff has leaked. He did it. Let's just be honest. He did it. So with that being said, it's overdue, so to speak. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. What do you think about that, man?
I'm trying to think of an analogy for this. Like, if you're gonna do something that is reprehensible or could get you, why would you go about it in the most extravagant way possible? That's why I'm like, why Stormy Daniels all people? Like, I know why Stormy Daniels all people. If you look at Stormy Daniels, like, oh yeah, I can see it. My thing is, why would you go with for somebody that has that high of a profile and use it with money that had a paper trail? That's my thing.
It's because he's cheap, bro. It's because he's cheap. Like, he had to use somebody else's money. It couldn't be his money. It's like, my man, look, listen. If you're really worth the $10 billion that he says he's worth, whatever, what's 200 G's? And I don't even know if it's 200 G's. I'm pretty sure it was something small. It wasn't like
40,000 or something.
It wasn't something insane. But let's say it was, just as an example, let's say it was 200 G's. If you're really worth $10 billion, what the hell is $200,000? Let's be honest, he's not worth that money. But let's just go with what his argument is. It's bullshit, my man. He's not really worth that type of money. He just want to go about the cheap way. He wanted everyone else. He wanted really his donors, y'all dumbasses, to pay for it.
But I mean, I'm gonna go off on a random tangent. You know what pisses me off whenever I see all these crime movies like Goodfellas, Scarface. Whenever you hear about Al Capone, they fucked up grand, but they always fucked up in okay, in Al Capone's case it was the devil in the detail thing, but in Goodfellas and in Scarface, probably a bit more mobster movies, they all kind of follow the same theme. They all go about it in such grandiose and non
discreet,
inconspicuous ways that I'm like, my man, how did you not see this fucking up?
especially because it seems to be like the small stupid stuff. Like it's not, you know, it's not Tony Montana was walking out with a fucking kilo of coke around his fucking, you know, around his arm. It's you know, they're changing dollar bills. That's all.
Okay, yeah, but if you like, let's take that for an example. He like even his lawyer says, all right, best you're gonna go to jail, but you're gonna go to jail for like 6 months. I was like, no, I'm not going to jail ever. And I'm like, no, but my man, you're looking at a slap on the wrist here. Like you're looking to avoid as little time as you want in there as possible, and you're looking to protect your entire kingdom, and you're willing to fuck all that up for something so minimal and so minuscule as like, oh, on principle, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you know, it's really stupid because it could have been something so small. And it could have been, again, no one would probably even care, especially his supporters. They wouldn't give a fuck. They wouldn't care, bro. It would have been something super minute. They're like, oh, okay, whatever. He did what he did. Oh, and like, let's be honest. The people that draw Trump all buff with, like, oh, yeah, at least he got it in there. You know, I mean, they would have made some stupid excuse. So, yeah, it's ridiculous that this is the thing. And don't get me wrong, there's still the indictment pending, or there's still potential charges coming out of Georgia. A couple other things going on, I believe. So it's not like, you know, even if he gets cleared past this, you know, he's free to go. It's really stupid that like something so that could have been so minute ended up blowing into something so big.
And that's my issue with it. If, like, they didn't get him for any of the supposed collusion going on with Russia. They didn't get him with any like election fraud claims. They didn't get him. No. It's just because he wanted to get his dick wet, and that's legit. That's the only thing he's getting arrested for. Not saying it's not warranted because he did it through a legal means, but to have your entire empire crumble down because you wanted to have some carnal 10 minutes, like, yo, insane, wild. Why would you fuck that up?
She said it was like 7. But anyways, with that being said, you know, since we're speaking about Trump, let's go into, you know, one of his best friends. Apparently, my man Desantis likes to eat his pudding with 3 fingers. He likes to scoop that son bitch. Listen. I remember when I was in elementary school, there was some kids in my class that did the 3-finger method. I'm not gonna say anything about these kids. I'm not trying to sound rude, but they weren't the brightest. With that being said, you are a grown man, bro. You're a freaking governor of Florida. No one can get you a spoon. Not one person out here can get you a spoon. Come on now. What do you think about that, my man? DeSantis scooping with 3 fingers.
Where did he come from? Like upbringing, like. Because remember when Trump was eating pizza with a knife and fork like it was cake?
Yeah.
Which was some weirdo shit? And the fact that... Was he the one that eats steak with ketchup?
Yes.
I was like, you're high class, you're higher class, you're higher echelon, but you can't figure out how to eat food? Like...
Yeah, man, it's really strange because these dudes just seem to have like the weirdest idiosyncrasies, I guess the best way we can describe it. But... yeah, man, it really just threw me off because, like, yo, I've seen people eat pudding with 3 fingers. I was, like, in 3rd or 4th grade, and they were not the brightest kids in the class, if you get what I'm saying. But, yeah, man, the governor, potential future president eating... It's funny, too, because Matt Walsh went up to defend him. And you say, oh, well, let's say he's like, okay, imagine yourself, meaning us, you know, the audience watching. Let's say someone hands you a thing of pudding, you know, a cup of pudding. And you say, hey, can I get a spoon? They're like, oh, we don't have spoons. You say, well, can I at least get a fork? Maybe that works. They're like, oh, we don't have forks. And then he asks, what are you going to do? Are you just not going to eat the pudding? Yeah. Here's the thing. I'll keep it 100. I don't eat pudding often, but I've been in scenarios where, you know, I'm like, fuck, man, I brought the pudding, but I'm like, fuck, I forgot the spoon. I don't want to get up and go get a spoon. What you do? You fucking fold that bitch. You fold that bitch, and that shit squirts out. I don't 3-finger that motherfucker. Listen, yo, DeSantis is a wild boy, man. DeSantis is a wild boy. Anything else you want to add on to that, my man?
No.
All right, with that being said, like, comment, hate, subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button with them 3 fingers. And with that being said,
until next time, get rest and stay blessed. We'll see you on the next one.